Hello all, welcome to my channel. I'm Rajapujala. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create the data. If you have a data in Excel sheets or the Google Sheets, and if you would like to replicate the same data in the big queries using the SQL, let's see how we can achieve that. And the second one is that how to create the tables. Let's go ahead. Okay, I have a data like this in my sheets, which has columns like name, surname, and the country, and it has data like my name, my friends names, and the country where they are living and what's his surname. Let's see how we can replicate the same data in the BigQuery. So click on a new tab, search for GCP BigQuery. Okay, click on this one and click on Triton console. Yep, and here search for BigQuery. Okay, and click on this BigQuery. Okay, we are in the BigQuery. Here over here, actually, you can see the list of projects. So right now, in our previous video, we understand how to create the project over here. If in case if you have not watched, click on the new project and you just have to name your project. That's it. So ensure that where your project is getting saved. Right now, everything is being saved in BigQ tutorial project. Cool. Click on cancel. So here you can see this, one drop down where basically this is it has all the data. So if you're creating a table within this project, everything will save over here, or else if you have one more project, if you create anything over here, everything will store over here. So right now let's minimize this one. So now we have a project, and let's create a data set, for example like a folder. Create data set. Okay, I'm gonna say like data set one. You can name anything. So region, multi-region, I will explain all of these in detail in the later videos. For now, let it be like multi-region. And scroll down, click on tags, nothing we have to do. And click on advanced options, nothing we have to do. And everything is fine. Click on create dataset. Okay, the data set is created. Now you can see we have created a data set which is over here. And if you click on the drop down over here, actually it returns nothing because there are no tables inside this one. Now over here you can see say something called untitled query. If in case if you want to create one more, click on plus sign over here. Right, cool. So we have data in the sheets like that. We have columns like name, surname, and the country. Just remember, we have columns name, surname, and country. So this is how you comment the code. Okay, for example, if something is written like this is like executable code, and something if it is if you want to comment this one, put two double dashes over here, like two hyphens, and it will comment the code. Now, so select. So basically, all the SQL queries and comments starts with the select. So now I have name as Rajiv, right? So Rajiv as the name, as okay. If let's see what will happen. For example, Rajiv and my surname is Pujala, and I have my country name is Ian. So like it over here, right? And I have not given the header names yet. Let's see what's going to happen. Now let's click on the run over here to execute this code. And once we click on run, now you can see that it has considered this as a row. You can see there is one single row data here, and the header names is f0, f1, and f2. So basically the SQL at this moment it doesn't know what are all the headers or the column names. So for that, let's give the column names. Select Rajiv as name, and Pujala this is as surname, and this one as country, right? And now let's click on run. Now you see again it returned the same row. but this time it returned with the headers, name, surname, and the country. Without headers, I mean, how anyone can understand what exactly the data is representing? So headers are like very critical and important. So you can also write something like a name like this one. You can also remove the alias as, and let's run this one, whether it will run or not. It still understand it's, and it still runs, and it still returns the data with the headers. But to make it look neat and clean, I always prefer to use the alias as, right? And now how many rows we have? We have 3 rows. For example, now again, let's put a column here, and now the second row I'm adding over here. Select Mahesh as name, Chavardam as surname, and what is the country? Where? Singapore. SG is country. Now, if you see, this is one command line, and this is one command line. So basically, this is like one query. This is other query. There is no correlation between this query and this query. For example, if I click on run, so it will generate two results. So the first one, if you click on view results, the first one, you will see the first row data. And if you click on, and in case if you go back, if you see the second one, you see the other data, right? But how we can correlate, like how we can make this as one query? So we have a function called union all. So where basically we can do like union all and remove the column here. And now when you click on run, so now it has written 2 rows, because this union all, it takes first line and it merges with the second line. So this is how it returns the values over here. Now you can see that out of 3 lines we are successfully able to complete 2 lines. And the third one, again, if you want to add one more row, let's add like union all. And again, so how many times we have to write this as name, as surname? We really don't have to do. Only the first row, it needs the headers, and all the other rows, it really doesn't need the headers. And again, it's up to you if you want to write the headers, but ideally I prefer to write the headers only for the first row, not for the second and third row. So select Sai, okay, the surname Chaganti, and Malaysia. Right now I'm clicking on run. Sorry. And now you see it automatically considered as the third row because of this union all function, and it automatically gave this name as header. So ideally, whenever you're writing, you're writing like multiple lines, and you want to create a data set, you just have to give the headers only for the first row and not for the second and the third. Now, whenever you click on run, you are seeing that it is executing all the lines. But if in case if you just want to execute this line, so what all you have to do is that select this line like this and click on run. It will only runs this line. And also, instead of clicking on run every time, you can also click on control command if you are using sorry, command and control enter if you're using Windows, command and return if you're using a MacBook. So like this, it generates the data over here. Now, for example, we are in an untitled query. For example, again, if you want to import, if you want to write all this data set, again, you have to start with right. Again, you have to start with select Rajiv as name and everything, or you have to copy this one and you have to paste it over here. Rather than that, so basically, I'm instead of executing this again and again and again. So if we have a common repository where we can save all the data in one place, it would be very good enough for all the people to access across the world. So for that, we have the concept called tables. So what we can do, let's go back to this one. We can create this as a table. So once we create this as a table, we can commonly access this from here or this from here or any tabs. So for that, what we can do, create or replace table. Okay. And then the table name I would like to give us a table one. Okay. And then now we have to tell to this BigQuery that where exactly we are going to save the table, right? So now we want to save here it in the dataset one. So click on three horizontal vertical dots, click on copy id. So just remove this one. So ensure that these are not hyphens, these are these special characters, and paste it over here. So this is our project name, this is our the data set, and dot, what is our the table name? I would like to give table 1, right, as, and this is the query. Now click on run. The table is created. Now let's see how to see the table. So if you want, now the table is created, you can see the table over here. Now click on these three horizontal vertical dots, click on copy id. So if you want to see a table, the data, all you have to do is just select star. So basically hashtag represents everything here. I mean, hey, let me complete this one from this one. So now what basically we're telling is that select, I want to return all the columns. I want to select what you want to select. Hashtag means all the columns, and I want to display it over here. Click on run. It will display all the data over here. So now this is like now this is stored centrally, and anyone within your organization can actually access this data table. So this is how we create a table in the BigQuery. And I hope you like my video. Please keep on watching my rest of the videos in the playlist. And I have covered everything starting from the basics until the intermediate stuff, like how to write the complex queries and everything. I wish you all the best.